What's up, everybody? Mike Carman here, Team Discmania, Team Birdie, out here in Percy, Pennsylvania at the Preserve at AGA, one of my local courses. I'm going to show you all what's up and in my bag for the 2020 season. I'm going to start out with my distance drivers going from most stable to most understable. So here we have the Discmania new release, the Glow PD3. I'm throwing this mostly just for utility shots, headwinds, or get out of trouble forehands. It doesn't come out of the bag too much. Yeah, just mostly just headwind shots and forehands, really. So the Glow PD3. And we go to one of my favorites, my team stamped cloud breaker here, my S-Line DD3. I'm throwing this in headwinds also, but for distance shots. Really dependable. I can put this on a hard ante, and I know it's going to come out of it. And yeah, I'm using this probably for mostly 350 and up shots, all field open shots. Nothing really woodsy, a little too touchy for that kind of shot, but yeah, it's my S-Line DD3. I have here a 168 cloud breaker. This is my workhorse. I'm throwing this on pretty much every distance shot I have, anything 400 and up. Super dependable. I can shape this disc any way I want. It's getting pretty seasoned, so kind of working in that other blue S-Line DD3. So you see this a lot if I get filmed out on course. I'm going to be throwing this a lot. That's my 168 cloud breaker. Here we have the new Eco DD3. Just put this in the bag not that long ago, kind of working it in. It's really nice. I had a S-Line DDX in the bag, and this kind of replaced it. I'm really comfortable with the rim on the DD3s, so it was kind of a no-brainer for me to take out my DDX and put in this Eco DD3. Just a lot more comfortable and consistent for me with a release. Definitely a hyzer release disc here. Very flippy. Throwing it for rollers. I'm throwing it for anti-wood shots, tailwind shots, anything. I mean, this thing just goes a mile. It's so far. So yeah, that's my Eco DD3. Alright, so that's it for my distance drivers. I only carry 4. Not typical for most, but I'm not really a distance driver guy. I'm really more consistent with my fairways, so let's jump into my fairways. So here we have a special edition Glow FD3. This thing is just a straight meat hook. I'm throwing this forehands, thumbers, anything I need to go left, right hand, backhand. Like, it's a utility disc for me. I'll throw forehand rollers with it if I have to get out of trouble. It doesn't come out of the bag too much. Super windy days, maybe. Really good in the woods with this. I can really shape some shots with this disc. Saves me a lot of strokes out there. Then we have just a stock run 172 C-Line FD3. Really loving this run of this. I'm not sure what run it is, but it's got a lot more glide than a typical FD3. I can put this out 400 with my arm speed, and I know it's not going to turn over. I can just full power it. I really lean heavy on this disc out on the course. Forehand, backhand, all of the above. This is one of my favorite discs. Alright. Disc I've had in the bag for well over a year now is my Night Strike 2. This is my woods workhorse. I'll throw this thing so much up in Maple Hill. I mean, I threw this thing on so many holes. Smugs up at Brewster Ridge just puts work in. It's so consistent, just dead straight every throw. Don't know what I'd do without this bad boy, but yeah, that's my Night Strike too. Here we have a Color Glow FD2. It's started out similar to my Night Strike, but it's a little bit more flippy. So I can release this with a hyzer, and it'll slowly fade. It'll slowly turn to the right for me. So I can throw some better turnovers with this one. Good in the tailwinds, good in the woods. I'll even throw some touch forehands with it, hyzer flip forehands with it, get out of trouble shots and stuff like that. Not very high speed, so yeah, that's my Color Glow FD2. Just put this in the bag. I was throwing D-line FDs for rollers. I wanted something a little bit faster, so did some research and I got myself a D-line TD. Really loving this disc for rollers right out of the box. I mean, just perfect for it. Comes out, throw it hyzer, it'll slowly turn into a roller, and it goes far. It's nice. So still getting used to it, but I think I'm going to be keeping this in the bag for the whole season. Really starting to love it. Loving that D-line grippy plastic. Alright, that's it for the fairways. Move on to my mids here. This has been in the bag for well over a year too. I got this from Steve Bro. This is a Color Glow MD5. Just another workhorse. It complements my FD3, my special edition glow one, just a little bit shorter for me. So a lot of forehand up shots, a lot of get out of trouble shots in the woods. Yeah, really love this disc. Don't get to use it that much, but when I do, it's very dependable. All right, we have a Color Glow MD3. Pretty sure this is from the Crowned Eagle run. At least it feels very similar to it. It's kind of fresh, so it's straight to stable. I'm throwing this in headwind shots and in the woods a lot. Throwing this in the woods a lot. This is my favorite. This is my favorite mid-range in my bag, the MD3. Don't know what I'd do without that either. But yeah, so that's this is my stable version of the MD3. Now we have my super seasoned Crowned Eagle MD3. Going on probably close to 2 years with this disc and hasn't left the bag once. I mean, this disc in the woods, it's basically like my Night Strike, but a little bit shorter. So I can shape this. I throw a lot of different shots with this disc. Floaty hyzers, straight shots, turnovers. I'll even throw forehand shots with it. Touch forehands and everything. So my woods disc right here, Crowned Eagle MD3. Alright, we got a D-line MD. This is flippier than my Crowned Eagle, so I'm throwing this mainly just for anhyzer shots. It doesn't really do much other than that. I can throw it straight depending on the wind, but you won't see me throw this in a windy environment. Out here at AGA, a lot of wind, probably won't throw this that much unless we're in a couple of the wood holes or anything like that, but wooded courses, I'm throwing this a lot. Super dependable. If I got an anhyzer, this is the one coming out right here. I know what it's gonna do all the time. D-line MD. Alright, we're on to putters. We got a couple upshot putters here. The brand new Evolution Tactic in the soft plastic. Just got this a couple weeks ago, and this is the disc I've been waiting for. I was throwing the Razor Claw, and I love the flight, but this Exo Soft plastic it's amazing. It's unbelievable, the feel of the plastic. Super flat and super comfortable in my hand. When I grab this disc, I just know that I'm going to throw a good shot. Like, it's that comfortable in my hand. Throwing this 320 utility shots, headwind shots. I'm throwing a lot of forehand up shots with this. It's just the dependability with it. It has really good fade and not a lot of turn and not a lot of glide, so super accurate. If you haven't gotten one of these, get one of these today. Another one I've been messing around with for over the last year, it's kind of been in and out of the bag, is the Active Premium Sensei. This is a stable, straight to stable disc with some decent fade to it. It's got a lot of glide. I can throw this upwards of like 350. Put a little anhyzer on it and it'll fade right back out of it. Loving the comfort of this disc. It's a beadless putter, and it's just really reliable. Just been loving it. The speed and the glide really has me hooked on this disc. So I'm throwing this a lot off the tee. If there's any sorts of headwinds or anything like that, I'll be throwing the Sensei. Then we have the Guardian Lion. This is the baseline plastic of the Sensei. First name they came out with, also known as the Tiger Warrior. Throwing this in the woods, off the tee, anything 320. Not really throwing it much further than that. This is a point and shoot disc. I mean, it doesn't get much straighter than a Lion. You're throwing this thing it's just dead straight. It doesn't fade. It doesn't turn. I mean, just right out of the box, dead straight. This is I have two of them in my bag. This is my fresher one. I'll move on to my beat up one. This one's been in the bag for a year. This one I'm throwing on steep hyzers, and it's turning real hard for me. So it doesn't get much use, but when it does, it's really to get me out of trouble somewhere. Sometimes I'll throw it off the tee in a tailwind, but it's mostly upshots and anhyzers in the woods. Doesn't really get much field use for me, so that's my Guardian Lion beat up version. Alright, what do we got left here? Lux Link. This is grown on me so much. The amount of glide and stability this has is like uncomparable to any putter I've thrown. This thing goes 350 for me, but on a rope. It doesn't fade hard, it doesn't turn hard. I mean, it's just absolutely dead straight, but faster and a little bit more reliable than my Guardian Lions. So I can put a little bit more power on this, and I know that I'm not going to get out of control with it, and it's not going to turn over or any of that for me. So throwing this a lot off the tee, and I'm throwing this a lot 300 and in up shots, wind permitting. Alright, we got a D-Line P2 Psycho here. This thing has been in my bag for 6 years. Doesn't see the daylight too much, but when I break this thing out, I mean, there's just something about it. I don't use it much, but I keep it in my bag. It's kind of more of a memorabilia kind of thing for me, but I do use it. Super flippy. So yeah, not a lot of use with this disc, but I keep it in my bag. It's very near and dear to me. Alright, lastly, what I putt with. D-Line P2s. This is just a standard run, nothing special about it. This is 170, this putter. Anything, I'm putting with the D-Line P2s, anything like 100 and in. Other than that, I'm throwing a putter most of the time. So this is my fresher one. So I'll probably use this if there was a little bit of wind, because I know it's got the stability to fight through it. And this one I just put in the bag. I got it off of someone. Just felt really good. No real reason for having it in the bag, just the pure fact that it's actually an older run. It's a KP2, so it's a KC plastic P2, so it's got like a little bit different of a nose angle to it. Really comfortable in my hand. So yeah, this is my main putter realistically. So yeah, that wraps up what I got in my bag. Other than that, I don't really carry too much in my bag. Got my I got a Sharpie marker in case I get a new disc and forget to mark it for out there on the course. Some spare change jingling around in there, some chapstick. Gotta have chapstick. Mini, got from my friend Troy Wooden. Always come prepared with a bunch of rags. Never know when you're gonna get into some muddy conditions or any of that. Little bag tag there from my sponsor Birdie. Yeah, and that about wraps it up, guys. I hope you enjoy what you see, and enjoyed seeing what's in my bag for the 2020 season. I hope to see you guys out there in these weird times or anything. Hopefully we actually have a season. So I'll see you guys out on the course.